Hi guys, this is Marvin. Welcome to my channel. If today is the first time of stopping by, you are most definitely welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you once again for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly do well to subscribe. Just click on the red button down below to subscribe to my channel to help my growth here on YouTube. I have posted quite a number of videos, so kindly check out my previous videos and don't forget to like them, comment and share them as well. So basically, I'm an international student living in Canada, and I just share my life experiences as an international student here, pertaining to certain important topics that might be of help to other people who are also looking forward to coming in also as international students, right? So today I'm going to be talking about questions that are normally asked at Canadian airports once you enter into Canada as an international student. So if you want to know, stick and stay. So to begin this video, I'm going to be sharing my experiences at the airport, all the processes I passed through at the Canadian airport or at my point of entry. So I arrived in Canada at around 12 noon, just a few minutes after 12. I arrived at Montreal. Montreal was my point of entry. So when we landed, I think at the same time, there were also quite a number of flights that also landed. So we were quite many in number. So when we landed, the first checkpoint was the self-check machine. Maybe there's a name for it, but let me just use the self-check machine, right? So at this point, you scan your passport and then your fingerprints, and if you have anything that you wish to declare, right, you input them into the self-check machine. So that's what you do first, and then after that, I think right next to it, not so far from it, we have the first Canadian border security check, right, or desk, where you have CBS officers, and they ask for my passport and my admission letter. So I gave it to them, and after going through, they directed me to the next checkpoint, right, where I'll undergo thorough, questioning. So they directed me, and then I followed the directions to my next checkpoint. So when I got there, there were quite a number of other students already, in the queue. So I think I waited for like 15 to 20 minutes before it got to my turn. So when I got there, it was just one CBS officer, right, taking us through like the whole process. So yeah, I think along the line, the queue was getting longer because there were more students coming in. So there was another CBS officer that joined her, right? So they became two in order to make the queue move faster. So I was attended to by the second officer, and when I got there, she didn't ask me too many questions. She only asked for my passport and my admission letter. So I handed those two documents over to her, and after a few seconds, she asked me which school I was going to, and I mentioned the name of my school, and she asked me who was going to sponsor me, and I told her, oh, my dad was going to sponsor me, and she asked me what job my dad does, and then I told her, and then that was it. So she got up and printed my study permit and then handed it over to me, and she also gave me my passport and my student's admission letter back, and then I was good to go. So I didn't get too many questionings, but yeah, um, along the line, like in the queue, I overheard like so many questions being asked to other students, and some people were fumbling here and there. So now that I'm done sharing my experience, I'm about to list some of the questions I heard students being asked. So basically, this was my experience when I got to the airport here in Canada for the very first time. It was smooth, I was composed, I had nothing to worry about. But there were other people or other students who had like certain issues, right? For instance, while I was in the queue, I think there were like 2 or 3 boys that had issues with the officers. I think they couldn't answer the questions. They didn't have certain documents, to prove certain things like as evidence, right? So they spent like quite an amount of time, with the officers, and they were asked to sit and let other people come. So they couldn't, exit that space. So they had to sit. So yeah, and in the queue, these are some of the questions I heard that were being asked to students. So the name of your school, and as a student, you should know the name of the school you are coming to. Like, I mean, if you don't know the name of the school you are coming to, it means you didn't do the application, right? And they are going to ask for your admission letter. So it will be with them. So they have all the details in the admission letter. So you should know the school you are coming to. They may ask you the program of study. What program are you coming to do? Is it a master's program? Is it an undergraduate program? Is it a diploma? Is it a PhD? So you should know the kind of program you are coming to do or you are coming to study, and also the duration of the program you are coming to study. Is it a 1 year program? Is it 1.5 years? Is it 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? You should know and be able to tell them. And the next thing they may ask you is, how are you going to pay your tuition, right? So basically, if you are paying your tuition by yourself, you should have your bank statement showing that, oh, maybe you've been working for the past 4 years, 5 years, and you've saved up quite an amount of money, and you are sponsoring yourself, and you have your bank statements to prove, and then you just show it to them, and you are good to go. If it's your parents or another person sponsoring you, you show them bank statement of this particular person, and then yeah, why is the person sponsoring you? So basically, it's just what is in your letter of explanation that you should be able to voice it out to them. Where will you be staying or address in Canada? So when I was coming, I secured an accommodation before I came, so I knew the address. I knew where exactly I was coming to, right? So in case I was assuming I was asked, I would have been able to give them the address. But if you are coming and you haven't secured a place yet, maybe you've booked an Airbnb or you've made hotel reservations, you should have your reservation slip with you, whereby you can show it to them as evidence, right? If you're coming to stay with a relative for the meantime, you should be able to know where exactly the relative stays, right? And the name of the relative as well, and maybe what they do. Yeah. And what are you coming to do, or what are you going to do after your program? Well, it is expected of everyone to go back to their home country after their program, right? Even though they expect you to stay, but you are expected to, go back to your home country. Or that's where you're supposed to say that when you're done, you go back to your home country to help develop your country and the kind of industry you find yourself in, right? Something simple like that. The next thing you might be asked is, why did you choose to study in Canada? So I don't think this should be a big problem. Like in your letter of explanation, you mentioned why you are coming to study in Canada. So it could be that, or maybe Canada, the tuition fees in Canada is relatively cheaper as compared to the America or the UK, or maybe the particular program you want to do, the particular school you are going to has got a lot of good reviews and have the best of facilities. You feel that will help you, understand or go through the course successfully. Something simple, right? But it just has to be reasonable. And then the next thing they can ask you is, did you come with anything that is prohibited or have you declared anything? So normally, um, if you are coming in with some amount of cash, right, there is a limit. So if you are coming in with more than that limit or threshold, you are supposed to declare the amount of money you are coming with, right? So if you've declared maybe money, or you've declared a specific item or a product, you should be honest and tell them, because they will surely find out, right? So you just have to be honest and then tell them that, oh, maybe you declared product A, product B, or you declared this amount of money, right? And then you'll be good to go. So basically, these are some of the questions that you can be asked at your point of entry or when you first land into Canada. And what I noticed during my coming was, normally students are tense. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why they are tense. I don't know if they feel intimidated. I just don't know. But you just have to be confident and composed. I mean, once you have all the necessary documents with you, you shouldn't have any problem at all. You shouldn't have any problem at all. And just be honest. If you need clarity or clarification with any question that has been thrown to you, you just let them know, and they will try and clarify it or say it in a way that you would get like understanding, right? So don't feel intimidated. I mean, they are there to serve you. So just be composed and be confident, and then that will be it. And then normally, when your study permit is given to you, you need to check if um, at the bottom part is written that you can work outside, like, for 20 hours. You're eligible to work for 20 hours, right? Because sometimes maybe some people end up not having that, and maybe it was a printed mistake or something. And normally, if you don't check for that and you leave the airport, and later on you find out that, oh, you don't have that in your study permit, it might take a longer time, or it might stress you out a bit trying to get that corrected. So normally, when they hand over your study permits to you, just do well to check the bottom part of it, because mostly that's where it's written that you're eligible to work outside of campus for 20 hours in a week. Yeah, so guys, this brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and share my video. I hope today was very interesting, and I hope to bring you more good videos or more interesting videos. See you soon.